Chapel Hill, North Carolina, the Dean Dome was rocking today for North Carolina's win over Virginia Tech, 72-60 in overtime. Tim Brand along with Dan Bonner. It was one of those games where Virginia Tech got out to a 12-0 lead to start this game. Carolina just kept chipping away, tied the game at the end of regulation, and then took over.
Well, they did, and I thought it was a good effort by North Carolina. Now, Virginia Tech did a nice job. They withstood run after run, but eventually it ended up being too much James Michael McAdoo, too much Marcus Paige.
They did a great job on Erick Green today, and Carolina 17-5 in the extra period.
Yeah, a tremendous defensive effort the whole game, and a tremendous job on the backboards by North Carolina. They only shot 38%, but they had 19 offensive rebounds. That's pretty impressive.
Take a look at some of the highlights, because there were some highlights here today.
And Marcus Paige was one of the leading highlight guys. You know, he has not shot the ball well, but he's confident in shooting ability. He was able to get started early, making three-point baskets. He had 4 of them for the game, and he had some big shots down the stretch. He hit a 3 that gave North Carolina a 4-point lead, and then he hit a big 2-point basket that stretched the lead out to 6, and it really put Virginia Tech in a bind.
James Michael McAdoo was the biggest force in this game.
He did a really nice job, Tim, throughout the game. He was able to get out and run a little bit in transition on the steal. He was one of those guys with the offensive rebounds. He had 3 of them. But he did a nice job finding the open spot in that Virginia Tech zone defense, making the 15-foot jump shot. He was extremely effective. As I say, 22 points, 10 rebounds. He did a great job.
And Erick Green had to work for everything. He ended with 14 points, only the second time this year he's been below 20.
He did not get very many open opportunities, Tim. He had a couple in transition, but for the most part, he had to work very hard not only to get the ball, but then to try to create once he had the ball. In most games when you see him play, he gets some opportunities moving without the ball, but not today. They were right there as soon as he caught the ball, really limited his effectiveness.
So the game ends 55-55 in regulation, then North Carolina takes over in the overtime period, and look at the free throw differential. Carolina goes to the line 27 times. They hit 19 of those. Dan Bonner had a chance to visit with the Heroes.
James Michael McAdoo, a very interesting game where you guys dominated the offensive boards. Talk about that for us.
First and foremost, just thankful to God to get this victory. But, that's one thing we knew coming into the game we were going to have to focus on with them having, limited post players and knowing that, they were a little small. And that's something that we really pride ourselves on, and something we've been working on in practice, getting to the offensive boards and just really trying to get extra possessions so we could get extra opportunities to score the ball.
Well, now you had a lot of open opportunities against that 2-3 zone. Was that something that you anticipated? Was that part of the game plan?
Yes, it's something that we have been really drilling on in practice. We knew that their 2-3 was going to be really extended, so we knew the middle was going to be open a lot. So I was able to just sit in there, and my teammates found me, and when I was open, I was able to hit my other open teammates, and we were just able to knock down shots.
Well, thank you very much. One of those open teammates that he hit was this guy over here, Marcus Paige. 4 3-point baskets, 19 points overall. Talk about your game.
Coach just has a lot of confidence in me. I've been struggling with my shot throughout a lot of this year, but I know I'm a good shooter and I work hard on my jump shot every day. So to see a couple go down was pretty good, and we ended up needing them. James Michael did a great job of finding me on a couple of big-time shots, and I was able to knock them down.
Well, now I want to ask about your defensive game, Bland. You were obviously part of it. You spent some time guarding Erick Green, as did Strickland, as did McDonald, as did Reggie Bullock. Talk about your defensive game plan against the nation's leading scorer.
Yeah, like you said, he's a terrific player. He scores from all 3 levels, driving, mid-range, and 3-point shots. And we just wanted to keep fresh legs on him, make him work for everything. And I think Coach said he went the last 16 minutes without a field goal. So, our whole game plan was just to make him work as hard as he could to get shots, and we did a good job of that.
You sure did. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Tim, back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. So Carolina comes away with the overtime win over Virginia Tech 72-60 as the party goes on in Chapel Hill.